Viewer discretion is advised.
If you're feeling like a pimp, niggas gon' pimp.
Howdy, are we ready to test it die? It's autumnsouth Radio here on the Comic Crusaders YouTube channel, www.comiccrusaders.com. I am your host, the Blind Adam Wonders, the Comic Pimp. If you could also please check the show out on DMC Radio on Sunday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. That would be great, www.dmcradio.com. I'd like to give a shout out to the sponsor of this episode, to the Big Apple Comic Con. The Big Apple Comic Con is going to be at the New Yorker Hotel on July 24th, where you can see Blind Adam, the Comic Pimp, and live and live in color. So check them out. They're a great New York City's longest comic book convention. We have an amazing guest tonight. He is the artist of Ice Cream Man, of She Could Fly. He did an issue of Electra, which was awesome. Martin Miraza. How are you, Martin?
How are you, Adam? Thanks for inviting me.
Good. Very, very good. Thank you for being a guest tonight. So how did you get started in the industry?
I started, since I was a little kid, I wanted to be a comic book artist. I like to draw very much, and then I studied comic book art here in Buenos Aires, in Argentina. I'm from Argentina. Many years later, all the time I thought about sending drawings, to Marvel or something like that. I sent some drawings, and I did some short stories based on sample scripts. Nothing good came out of it, so I decided to go to San Diego Comic-Con in 2003, and I showed a portfolio there, but nothing good came out of it either. And I enlisted on a website that was like work search between people working in who wanted to work in the industry. So I got in touch with a Canadian writer called Robert Richardson, and we did some samples for Sura Comics, which was the web part of web comics of DC Comics. So we entered a contest. Yeah, we entered a contest there, won. Well, entered twice. The first time we didn't win, and the second one we did. And then we got a contract with DC to do this web comic, but it was shut down a couple of months after we won, so I never get to finish that story. And then I got in touch with Joe Harris and started working on Great Pacific. And then it was published by Image, and everything changed since then.
Wow. So, how did Ice Cream Man come about?
Well, the first book I did with W. Maxwell Prince was The Electric Sublime. He contacted me. He saw my work in Great Pacific, the book I did with Joe Harris, and he contacted me to do a book based on art. It was like a Sean Constantine of art or so. That was the line he used to explain the comic to me. And so we did that first project together. Sadly it lasted only 4 issues. And then we said, okay, we work well together. We do a great team. What's next? And William W. Maxwell Prince told me he had the idea of a book, of a horror book, with the main character was an ice cream man, and somehow like a Twilight Zone. and I said, "This guy is crazy," but I'm gonna do it anyway, and I was really mistaken.
You know, so what's it like collaborating with Maxwell Prince?
It's awesome. He's great. I think he's brilliant. He has amazing ideas and really clear ideas of what he wants, and we kind of fit well together. You know, like when he doesn't give much info about an image or a situation, I kind of interpret it the way he wants without explaining it. It's kind of strange, the symbiosis we have. But we work really well together. We've been working together for 5 years and a half or so. So
Oh, wow, it's been that long.
we never have one problem. So it's awesome.
Yeah, like I said, I discovered Ice Cream Man at a New York Comic Con 2019. I've been in love with the book ever since.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yep. You know, how's it feel to have Ice Cream Man issue 24 come out this week?
Oh, it's awesome. It's sometimes I'm a bit sad that books that we don't have one book coming per month. You know, sometimes there are delays in many ways, and but I'm every time one issue comes out, I'm really happy about it. And tomorrow it's a really special issue. It's really awesome. I sometimes I think our stronger issues are the one closing arcs, you know, and this one closes the sixth arc of Ice Cream Man, and it was a really fun issue to work on, the one with the telethon. So I cannot wait everybody to read it. Yeah.
What is going on with She Could Fly? I saw something on Twitter from Karen Berger about it.
Yeah, She Could Fly will have a third part, but it's not coming out in single issues. It's going straight to trade, and it's coming out in October, like the 5th or 6th of October, if I'm not mistaken. And it's the third chapter and the last one. So we will see what happens with Luna more clearly, and it's been awesome. She Could Fly, you know.
Cool. I'm looking forward to you know checking that out as well, and you know I'm actually going to go reread the first everything that leads up to the final chapter of it, and enjoy.
That's awesome.
What was it like playing in the Dr. Seuss wheelhouse with those variant covers?
I'm sorry?
What was it like to play in the Dr. Seuss sandbox? Getting to the Dr. Seuss covers for Ice Cream Man?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you.
The Dr. Seuss covers you did?
The Dr. Seuss cover. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was really fun. At first, I was really stressed about it. You know, I wanted to make it well. You know, the homage inside the book, not the cover particularly, but there's like 10 pages inside the book in which I drew like Dr. Seuss. It was a bit stressing, but I think I pulled it off more or less, and the covers are awesome. It's they were a success, you know. So we were surprised somehow with it, but they were really fun.
That's
and
great.
I made them really fast too. So it was great.
Yeah, like I said, you know, was there any fear of them getting, you know, getting taken off the market because of all the insanity that was going on with Dr. Seuss a couple months ago?
No, not at all. We were happy about it. We were surprised, I guess. and we couldn't have any problems with it somehow, because it's a parody, so
Yeah, that's awesome.
there won't be any problem with it. So
Nice.
I was a bit stressed at the point, but nothing happened, so we're okay, I think.
That's awesome. What's it like working with Joe Harris?
Oh, Joe is great. He was my first, let's say, pro partner, and he was much more experienced than me by the time, and I was amazed when we started working together. In fact, he said, "Oh, you're from Argentina." So I once I did a project with an Argentinian artist, and he was Enrique Breccia, and he's like a really known artist from here, and I was amazed by it. He started working on an Old Man Logan sort of book with Enrique many years ago, and by the time I was like, wow, I'm gonna work with this guy, and he's great. We become friends. We always say we're brothers from different mothers, but we did great. I hope I can work on something with him again sometime in the future.
Yeah, is there any chance of bringing Great Pacific back?
No, I don't think so by now, but yeah, maybe sometime in the future. I'm not sure. We a couple of years ago we started working on something on the horror side, but my schedule was really too complicated, and his was too. So we finally kind of not continue the project. But I know once my schedule allows it and his, and we can combine again, we will do something awesome together.
That's awesome. Are you allowed to give any updates on the Ice Cream Man TV show?
Yes. I don't know the status these days exactly, but I know Quibi shut down, and I cannot remember the name. Another company bought Quibi or the Quibi shows, but Ice Cream Man is not included in there. So right now, I think it's like a free agent. So we're there analyzing some proposals.
I think it's going to be a great TV show once it comes out.
Oh, it would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, do you have a Dreamcast for it?
You know what? I in the last Comic Cons I've been, there were always fans saying, "Oh, this guy and this guy." At one point, the people of UCP, the production company that got the option, the book, they mentioned Macaulay Culkin, and to me,
that's awesome.
yes. And to me, it was so good. I could not think of anybody else. There were many people saying, I cannot remember the name. The guy who played the clown in the last It version. It's
I'm gonna blank on the actor's name too.
Yeah, it's yeah. I cannot. Is it Skarsgård? But it's Alexander. No, it's
that sounds
brother,
close.
I think. Yes. So that guy could be great too, but Macaulay Culkin would be perfect.
Yeah, I like Macaulay Culkin. Now when I read the books, that's the voice that's going to go into my head.
That's awesome.
What was it like to play in the Marvel sandbox?
It was great. I by that time it was like in 2015, I think. I got in touch with Ricky Parding. I sent him I said I wanted to make some samples. He sent me some scripts. I sent them back. They were not really great. I was passing through a hard time in my personal life by then. And then some months after, I wrote back to him again, I did some other pages, and I got to do that Nighthawk book with Katie Kuber was the editor, and it was awesome. I was covering Ramon Villalobos, who was having some trouble in his personal life too, I think, and he was being late. So I did some issues, and it was awesome. And then, I thought I was going to get more work, but Katie left Marvel then. And some time passed, and the next year, by the same time, they called me again to fit some gaps in other artists were delayed. So I did the Electra book and one
That's
of.
one of my favorite books of yours.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank
I'm
you.
a lifelong Daredevil and Elektra fan.
Okay.
I'm going blind from a rare eye condition, so Daredevil was always my favorite character.
Okay.
And I really dug. I just dug the style, and I'd love to see you play more in that wheelbox.
Oh, thank you very much. And it was awesome, but nothing came after it. I realized they called me when summer was up there. It was summer, so I guess everybody was being late, and I did like 3 or 4. I think in 2016 I did like 4 issues in a row. Or I filled in 4 issues, 4 different issues of different stories. It was somehow a bit hard, because you want to showcase your work, but you have like 8 days to do 10 pages, and it's a bit crazy. If you want to do it, like really take care of everything and do a great product, you have to, I don't know, to probably work it a little more, even more if you're like insecure because it's Marvel and you don't have much experience with them and all. But it was really fun. I got to draw. I don't know, like Jubilee. It was I growing up, I always was a Marvel fan, so for me it was really great.
That's awesome. What advice would you give to someone who wants to become a comic artist or is just starting out and not having those early day struggles?
I think the more beyond, what you can say, like draw from real life or study drawing or study anatomy, or I think the most important thing to become a comic book artist is to do comics. I when I was younger, I did a lot of pinups or drawings of a character or so, and the most important thing you have to do to I guess to get work as a comic book artist is learn to tell the story in panels. So doing sequential pages, it's really important. And I think what works, or at least what worked for me, is you have to get a writer who is more or less in the same position as you. Well, if it's a pro artist, a pro writer, obviously it's better, but it's harder to get one if you don't have any experience. And do books, to pitch companies and all, and start showing them around and receiving critique with and try to improve your craft. And if you do many stories, with writers, one is going to be picked up eventually. So it's the most difficult part is get the first one. Then if you're good enough, you're going to get other stuff.
That's awesome. How did you? I know we've had the most difficult year in the world's history. What has helped you get through it? Like how does handling the pandemic over
yeah.
as a teen differ from say coping with it in America?
Yeah, it was really hard. We the government here in Argentina made us do a long quarantine last year without many cases in the streets, but because of the fear of the pandemic, like we were closed, like I don't know, like many months. And I don't know, we were not out of the woods yet, and it's been a hard year, but Ice Cream Man has helped a lot, and some other things I've been working on have kept me really busy, which I don't know if I like that being that busy, but it kept me going, And last year, when everything shut down there, when Diamond closed their doors, we
Yep.
started with Quarantine Comics with the Ice Cream Man team, and it was an awesome experiment, and
Thank you for making that. That was I thought it was a brilliant idea. Now, how did you guys come up with the idea of doing the ice cream quarantine comic?
well, Will said, okay, everything closes, so our books are delayed. I think Ice Cream Man 19 was about to come out by the time. I think it was by the end of March or the beginning of April. He said, okay, I have this idea. Let's make these small comics. It's just 4 pages a week, and it sounded like, okay, this is doable, no problem. And then it was really hard, it was a lot of work, but it was awesome. It was like the Ice Cream Man, but atomized, like a 4-page story each week, and then we had like 6 different stories in, I don't know, like 20-25 pages or so. It was awesome. It was a nice experiment that Will W. Maxwell Prince idea, and we were thrilled to do it. It was really awesome.
It was a great book.
Yes, thank you very much. We have the idea. We have the opportunity to invite other creators doing something in the world of Ice Cream Man. So that part was really awesome too.
That is, like I said, it was a really wonderful concept, and I thought it was a great way of just helping people get through their difficult time in in the history of the planet, especially when everything was like shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking forward to the conventions eventually coming back?
Oh, it would be awesome. I really miss going to conventions. I attended the New York Comic Con from the last 5 times it was held. I was there 4 times. So I really love the going to New York in October, for example. So it would be awesome. It's supposed to be held this year, but I don't think I'm gonna go because
I'm actually in the New York City area. I'm not even going this year.
Yes, I'm not sure. I think they said there was going to be a lot of less people there. Like
That's what I'm hearing. I
not
just
sure.
think it's too soon. Even though I just got fully vaccinated, and I still feel it's like way too soon.
Yes, to me, what worries me the most is traveling from here. I'm not sure. Yep. If you told me, okay, come to New York next week, I will go buy a ticket and probably will go to New York without travel. But in October, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I cannot plan this far ahead. With the pandemic, especially here in Argentina, cases are really high right now. It's the worst we have so far. So
oh wow,
yeah. It's starting.
So
to
you
get
guys
cold.
Is the vaccine starting to come out over in Argentina, or?
Yes, we have vaccination, but they started with elder people and people working in hospitals, so they're vaccinating them. I'm not sure when there will be more vaccines, and it's we're living in a moment here that we're not sure what's going to happen. There's a lot of people saying there won't be too much vaccines in the following months, and there are some others that said, okay, there will be a lot. So probably I get vaccinated and can travel without problem, but I'm not sure.
That's been
I don't
the
know it
story of
yet.
the last year over here in America. Just every day, something new. It's like, okay, just take one day at a time, count your blessings, and just keep yourself occupied.
Yes, totally.
What shows and or comics have you been reading or watching that you're enjoying?
I'm sorry.
What TV shows, movies, and or comics have you been enjoying lately?
I'm not watching too much right now, and not reading either. I'm with so much work. You will know because of the delay. I got
Yeah,
to
yeah.
answer your messages. I'm really sorry, Adam. But
Not a problem. Yes, I thought I was going to get the same response I got back from Maxwell. I inquired to Maxwell about being a guest, and he's like, "I'm not doing interviews for the future.
okay,
I'll be back in 2022."
okay.
And I
No,
was like, "Okay." And then we were
I,
still.
I've been so
And that
busy
same
that
day, you said, "Yeah, I'll come on. I'll come on. How does the 11th sound?" And I'm
okay.
like, "All right, this is cool."
So I'm not sure. I'm not reading anything right now, which is really bad. I realized that a couple of days ago and said I have to really read something. So I probably gonna go to Twitter and ask for recommendations because I'm not sure what to read right now. But yeah, I've been like I have a really young daughter. I have three daughters. Two are teenagers, and I have another one that's only 1 year old. So she keeps me very busy when I'm not
Yeah, I hear
drawing.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So not really watching too much TV either,
I hear
like
that. Let's see. I saw a website. Is there a website where your original art can be bought?
oh, I'm at comiconart.com. I have original art there. There are ice cream and pages left, no covers, but there are pages.
I saw that.
Yeah, covers like fly at the minute, but there are interior pages and there are some she could fly pages and some covers I did for another W. Maxwell Prince book that came out last year, which was King of Nowhere for Boom Studios, and I'm not sure what else, but yeah,
Like I said, I'll reperuse it. I was going to buy the Ice Cream Man page, and then I had the opportunity to set up at a convention, and I had to do some prioritizing.
Okay.
For later in the year, it's a comic book convention out in Connecticut. I always wanted to set up at, and I was like, if the Ice Cream Man page is still there after all my expenses are paid over and I still have some money left, I'll buy it. If not, I hope it goes to a happy home.
That's awesome.
I know you're extremely busy, but are you doing commissions at this time?
Yes, I'm always accepting commissions, but Kurt, the guy from Comic Con Art, always says that I can be really delayed. I send a package with commissions like a couple of weeks ago, and probably there were some of them that were asked in, I don't know, like August of the last year. So yeah, I can take my time, but I do them. Eventually, I do them.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
What is one of the weirdest commission requests you've ever received?
I'm not sure. I have one great commission last time I was in Comic Con, which was okay. I want a Martian Manhunter, and I said, "Oh, that's great. I want him sad." And I said, "Oh, come on! I always have to draw sad things, And you want the Martian Manhunter, but he's sad. Okay, well, yeah, I pulled it off. It was good looking."
Like I said, I've heard all sorts of stories over artists getting weird requests for commissions over the years.
Yes, I've heard too, but I didn't get one really bizarre. It's that one was remarkable for me because it was like a superhero but sad. It's I'm a sad artist.
Yeah, like I said, maybe one of these days I'll get my Archie commission that I want done eventually.
Okay, that would be awesome.
Um, I know. I was just like, yeah, can you do Cheryl Blossom on a stripper pole, drinking a milkshake? And the two of the Archie artists is like, no, we can't do that. Bye. I'm like, I don't want to do anything too, out of touch for Archie. I just want something cool I can hang in the office.
That sounds great.
And to get passed along to a buddy of mine as a joke. Uh, you know, so is there any chance that She Could Fly could be optioned?
I'm sorry?
Is there any chance that She Could Fly would be optioned?
Oh, I don't think so. It kind of was optioned, but then it was optioned by AMC, and then authorities there kind of changed. I cannot remember exactly what happened, but it was about to be up. It was about to be made apparently, like Chris wrote a script and all, and finally it wasn't. It didn't go well. So I'm not sure. Maybe in the future, maybe after the last book comes out, anything can happen.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. She Could Fly, Smashing the Pages. That comes out in, you said September, correct?
October, I think.
October. My bad. Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
It's okay. Yeah, it's I'm almost done with the work with the pages, and then yeah, the book will be done. I cannot say anything about it, but and I cannot show anything about it because since it's not floppies, it's going to come all together in one trade. So I guess I'm not sure when a preview will be available or anything. So I'm still working on it. So
No, was that the creative side to put it as a trade, or was that Dark Horse's decision to make it come out at once in a trade?
yes, that's Burger Books is doing that with some books. I guess there's also Invisible Kingdom, the one by J. Willow Wilson and Christian Ward, and they did like 2 volumes, and the third one comes out in trade too. And they did the same with the other book by Christopher Cantwell called Everything. The second trade was the second arc was in trade directly. I'm not sure why, but they took this like this style of publishing arcs directly in trade.
It's fascinating. I just you know uh you know, got to go back and do some research and see whatever and check some of these out. What's it like working with Karen Berger?
It's awesome. She's so great. She's so great. When she wrote me, one day I was here at home, and I was getting to bed, and I saw an email from Karen Berger saying possible work, and I said like, oh my god, oh my god. It was like for an hour I couldn't even open the email. Yeah, I read many Vertigo books, and I was a real fan, and I admire her very much. And so I was kind of honored and wanted to do things great, and she's so great. I met her in 2018 in New York Comic Con. She was so great, yeah. And she's awesome to work with, like she is so great, I respect her very much. So all the first issues we worked together, probably there were not many notes, but she made some notes, and I was like, oh, she's so right. She sees everything so clear, and she's been great to work with. It's awesome.
That's awesome. Where can my audience find you online?
I'm sorry.
I said, where can my audience find you online?
Oh yes, I'm in Instagram and Twitter, Martin Morazo. And I have a website. It's martinmorazo.com, but I have not updated it like for a year and so or so. I went in today and saw what
Yeah,
was on
I
the front
actually looked
page.
at it after you sent me the link, and I'm like, wow, this is a little
The front page is it's an image of the print I take with me to New York Comic Con in 2019. So it's really outdated, but I should update it more often. But since I
that's
publish, in Twitter or Instagram, it's like I kind of lost track of the site. But yeah, mostly on Twitter. I'm in Facebook too with Martin Morazo. But I think I mostly use Twitter or Instagram these days.
cool. That's the same with me. I mean, I'm on Twitter more than I am anything else.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Let's see. I would like Al if he can find the. I'd like to get your. I'd like you to weigh in on something. If Al can find the cover image for Amazing Spider-Man 601, the J. Scott Campbell cover with Mary Jane, I'd appreciate that.
Yes, I saw that this week.
I want to get as an artist. I want to get your opinion. You think it's that position is unrealistic, or is it too sexual? I can go on an hour-long rant about this, but I would like to get a professional artist's opinion.
I think J. Scott Campbell art usually is sexualized, and I think it's part of his success. So I think he does it very well. I remember like Danger Girl. I'm not sure if you remember that book by him.
Danger Girl was one of my favorite books of the 90s.
Yes, so it was really sexualized, but I don't see a bad thing about that. Like it's okay. It has its public, its audience that likes that kind of drawings. But what I thought it was a bit strange was there was this person. I'm not sure that made the correction about the post of Mary Jane, and what I didn't think was really great was J. Scott Campbell replying to her, making corrections over the revised cover, like he's been a pro for many years, and he draws comics for a living, so correcting a fan or anybody that's already correcting your work, it's like I didn't like that part a lot. It wasn't bullying, but it was, to me, felt somehow a bit like bullying. Like I'm teaching you something from a higher point, from a higher place. I'm saying you what you did wrong because I understand anatomy perfect and all. It's not sure if it was cool. But I'm sorry,
one
but
thing that I guess annoyed me was throughout everything I've seen online, there's a lot of body shaming going along. It's like, the waist, it's way too skinny, and blah, 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 and the boobs were too big, and wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, to me, it's all about the audience and what you want to do. It's probably you can do something sexualized, and to me, it's okay. I don't have a problem with it. But
I actually thought that cover fit, where Mary Jane Watson as a character was at that point in the book's history too. And at the end of the day, I just think, hey, it's, art is subjective, and what may be something that's cool to me may not be cool to something else, and it,
totally.
I just
totally. That's why I think they're all in the right to do whatever they want to do. But to me, what was strange was J. Scott Campbell reply. It's it's better if you don't care about it and say nothing, or probably just tweet something. But replying with all that corrections and all, as I said, from the point of long time pro, to me it doesn't. I didn't like that part, but it's okay. He's in his right to do it, and I don't have a problem probably with it, but I didn't like it.
Yeah. Let's see. Besides Ice Cream Man and She Could Fly, do you have any other projects coming out in the foreseeable future?
I did a short story for a book that's going to come out, I think in July, by C2 Comics. It's a book by MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, the rapper. Yes, I did a short story there. It's pretty fun, and it's like an anthology, and there are other artists working on the book too. And then I'm working on but I cannot say anything, but I'm working on a really large, long graphic novel, but I don't know, not sure when it will come out or anything.
A large graphic novel, and you don't have to say anything else. When I read it in Diamond, I'll that's what he was talking about when he was on the podcast.
That's it. I cannot say anything, but you
so no one gets in trouble.
Eventually, everybody's going to hear about it. So
cool. This way the image doesn't send people in black suits to my house with baseball bats.
No, it's okay.
Yes, with Todd McFarlane and Mark Silvestri and Eric Larson, they'll be like, yeah, it's the fat blind kid. He sounds like Mickey Mouse. Beat his ass. Just out of curiosity, what's the time difference between America and Argentina?
Oh, it's 1 hour. I'm not sure. Oh, you said you were in the New York area. Yes, we have 1 hour difference. It's 10:43 here right now.
Okay. And I really want to thank you for being a guest on the show. I want to thank you for the inspiration and for all the years of entertainment. And I thank you for sharing some of your time in your busy schedule.
Thank you very much to you for inviting me, and I had a great time.
All right, thank you. When Ice Cream Man hits issue 50, I'd love to have you come back on.
That's awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Or when the show actually comes out.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yep. All right, cool. Like I said, thank you so much. You have a great night.
You too. Thank you, Adam. Bye-bye.
Right. Well, everyone, Awesome Sauce Demo. That was Martin Miraza. Check out all his work. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. Thank you for inviting me into your hearts, into your homes, into your lives. Remember, we don't need sight to have a vision. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it. I'd like to thank Big Apple Comic Con, July 24th at the New Yorker Hotel. I think it's from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. or something like that. Just check out the website. Michael Carbonero, I'm giving you a major shout out, bro. Thank you for being my mentor and for putting up with my fat blind. Oh boy. As for the last 30 years, I love you, man. Okay, I just lost another book on eBay. Big freaking whoop. Please check out everything Comic Crusaders does as I drop stuff in my office. Yeah. I'll put you out of phone, iPhone. Yeah. www.comiccrusaders.com. Check out all the amazing work that they do. You can check out the show Sunday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Demon Seed Radio, www.demonseedradio.com. You can check out eBay/Blind Adam, where I have some crap for sale. You also check me out on Twitter at the Comic Pimp, Instagram at Comic Pimp VIP, in the place to be. As we test the drive. Many-vids, MANY, the IDS, for all my 18 plus, not safe for work type stuff. So that's many, MANY, the IDS, Blind Adam. SoundCloud/autumnsouth. If anyone wants to sponsor an episode, you can hit me up at comicpimpvip@gmail. That's comicpimpvip@gmail. I want to thank Al Mega, the world's greatest producer, for producing this show. Could not do it without you. Want to, just remind everyone, like my old college professor always told me, the only limits you have are the ones you put on yourself, so be limitless. Keep one foot in the gutter, one fist the gold, be too hot to handle, be too cold to hold. Chase your freaking dreams. I don't care what the dreams are. I don't care what you want to do, but just go chase your dreams. This is America. In America, the streets are paved with gold. We are the land of opportunity. You can do anything. You can be anything. So all you need is a dollar, a dream, a heart, a will, a way. You'll kick ass. You'll take names. You'll pimp whores. You'll gain game. Yeah. So you don't need sight to have a vision, and it's not what happens to, it's what you do about it. But look at me. I'm blind, fat. I'm not just like fat, but I'm like really, really, really fat. He's fat, man. Fat man. But I love you all. Please stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear your masks. Use a condom. Don't get high on your own supply. Pay for your porn. Pay for your comics. Piracy is bad, okay? Yeah, piracy's bad, okay? And we'll be here same pimp time, same pimp channel next week. I love you all. Blind Adam out.
Thank you. We hope you've enjoyed this Comic Crusaders production. For real-time news on all things pop culture, please feel free to follow us on social media. For articles, original content, merchandise, and more, please go to www.comiccrusaders.com. Also follow along with all of the websites of the Comic Crusaders family. As always, if you like this content, please click like and subscribe to the Comic Crusaders YouTube channel.